Hi. So in the previous lectures we have studied about static service drive. Before that we discussed about the slip power recovery scheme. What is the basic principle of that? Now we are coming to the another method. It is static grammar drive. You can see this is the drive circuit of static grammar drive. Here supply lines. Here you are having induction machine. The stator is fed from the AC supply and the rotor from the rotor supply you are taking out the leads through your slip rings, which is connected to the rotor windings. It's a wound rotor obviously. So this is again as per the static service drive, we were having here in this part we were having the diode rectifier. Here also we are having diode rectifier. The we are representing the voltage or terminal voltage of this uh, diode rectifier as VD1. Okay, this voltage is VD1. Here we are having an inductor. It is again for the ripple minimization. It is, you can see till here it is same as that of the static service, right? Mm, and here we are keeping another mechanism instead of inverter and feeding back the energy to the AC supply. We are using a DC motor here. This is the armature of the DC motor, and these are the brushes. And this DC armature of the DC machine is connected to the rectifier circuit or a rectifier output through these two lines, and we are representing the terminal voltage of this armature, that is VD2. Actually this VD2 is the back EM of the system. Mm, as you can see it is an armature. So if you are thinking this VD2, it will be back EMF minus the armature drop. And we are having a field circuit. Anyway, for a DC motor to run, we need a field circuit. This field circuit, we are having a field EMF, that is VF, or field voltage, that is VF. It is represented by a variable DC voltage because we are controlling this voltage to control IF. IF is the field current. So if you are changing the field current, as you all know, you can change the speed of the DC motor. So why we are always telling it is a DC motor instead of generator? So here our main aim is to recover the power, not supply the power to the system. So for this, we need to keep it running as a motor. Here this dotted line represent the mechanical connection between the rotor of induction motor and the rotor of DC motor. Here the rotor is armature and here the rotor is your wound rotor. Okay. So this is the basic structure of static grammar drive. So now we will discuss how it is working, or what is the basic principle of operation of static grammar drive. Uh, when I told till here it is same as that of static service drive. The working also same as static service drive. Here we are having rectifier. It will produce a DC voltage, and this DC voltage is feeding this armature. And for reducing the ripples in the armature current, we are using the inductor. That's all. Uh, so this mechanical coupling is done for controlling the speed. So actually, how we are controlling the speed? We got a supply to the armature through this rotor feedback system, and because of this voltage and current, this motor will start running. So it will run in certain speed, and this will also run in certain speed. If it is both is coupled, then it should run in the same speed. So if you are changing the speed of DC motor, then obviously you can change the speed of induction motor, because you can say like the total torque output of the system is the sum of torque output of induction motor plus the torque output of the DC motor. So that is why speed control is obtained, or you can obtain that speed control by controlling the speed of DC motor, and we can see how the speed control is made possible in the DC motor. That is, for that we are using the DC your field circuit with a variable DC voltage source. If you are changing the voltage, the IF will vary, because since it's a DC source, here we are only consider we have to consider the resistance of the circuit, field circuit. No need to consider the inductance, since it's a DC source. So according to the resistance, the current will be VF divided by RF. So IF, when you are changing the VF, IF will be changing. If IF is changed, the phi is changed, because the flux is proportional to IF. So when IF is increasing, flux will increase, and IF is decreasing, flux will decrease. If your flux is changed, so for a separately excited motor, the speed is proportional to the flux. Or you can say we have two equations. uh, mm, Anyway, no need to, I think no need to go for the um, details of the DC motor drive, because already you have studied. So that is why I am not going deep to the DC system. So when you are changing the field, you will get the control of the DC motor. So you know the torque equation, or torque relation and speed relation of the DC motor. That is EB proportional to k omega, or then torque is proportional to phi Ia. That things. Uh, so according to that, you can control the speed of DC motor, and if the speed of DC motor is changed, then obviously the speed of total system will vary. So here you can see in this figure, we are first one, go to the B. In B figure, it is showing the field control with diode bridge. So this is IF1 and this is IF2, two field currents uh, for different speeds, and this is the VD1. Actually, this is the VD2 for IF2 with variation in the field. IF1 and IF2 are constants here. So first, for this is the VD2 for IF2, the value of field current IF2. So when the speed changes, VD2 increases according to the slip, uh, and for the same scenario, if you are changing the field current from IF2 to IF1, then this will be your variation of VD2 according to speed. So you can see here it is VD1. VD1 is the rectifier output. So if you are considering, there are 2 points A and B which is given. So for the steady state operation, that is obtained when VD1 is equal to VD2. So for the IF1 field current, this is the steady state operation. You can see this is the speed at that time. And for VD2, the B, VD2, or when your field is IF2, B is the operating point. So according to the B, this is the speed of operation of the drive. So speed is, if you are if you are changing the flux, sorry, field current or flux, you can say that flux, field current, from IF1 to IF2, the speed is varying from this point to this point. That means speed is increasing. This is the basics of changing field current, and we are obtaining the speed control of injection machine using static Raman drive. See here, here these two are operating points, and what I have forgot to tell. Okay, this static Raman drive speed control is possible for the speed variation from synchronous speed to the half of the synchronous speed. That is a normal variation we can obtain by the static Raman drive. And we can see, if you want to get further variation in speed, then we have to change VD1. We have to change VD1, otherwise you can see in the same VD1, if you are increasing the IF1, at some point the flux will get saturated, so this may be the maximum. That is why we are getting a limitation of 50 percentage. So after some point we cannot change IF1 or IF, your field current. So we have to find some other solution to vary the speed further. That means you can see the speed variation we can obtain from 50 percentage to synchronous speed by changing the field. So if you want to reduce it further, maybe consider this as the maximum value of IF1. To change the operating point towards lesser speed, you have to vary VD1. Now we don't have any uh, option to vary IF1, so we have to vary VD1. So if you are varying VD1, then if you are reducing the VD1, like if you are reducing the VD1, or you are getting a line like this. Okay, here I have shown that the IF1 is taken like this, and if you are changing VD1 from this to this, or reducing the value of VD1, so the operating point is shift leftwards. That means your speed is getting reduced further from 50 percentage of that maximum limit, which is in the field control method. So how you can vary this VD1? Instead of using the diode, if you are using thyristors, there are two methods. One, it is full control bridge rectifier and semi control bridge rectifier. Whatever it is, if you are using that, then you can vary the value of VD1 by changing alpha. When alpha is equal to 0, VD is maximum, and when alpha is greater than 0, then whenever alpha is increasing, the VD1 will reduce, and further reduce, at some point it will reach 0 also. That means alpha is equal to 90, then your speed will be 0. So that is how we can vary the rotor side or DC voltage for VD1, and we can obtain the speed control of static Raman drive. This is how static Raman drive works. Uh, and from this, we understand that we can change the speed, or we can control the speed of induction motor using static Raman drive. Here itself, we are having two methods. One, it is change in IF1, IF, and this can be done only till half of the rated speed. If you want to further reduce, we have to change this to a thyristor control system. Okay, thank you.